Max Verstappen outdueled Charles Leclerc to win the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix and get revenge on his rival following another spectacular battle between the Red Bull and Ferrari drivers to start F1 in 2022. After Sergio Perez lost his lead due to an unfortunately timed safety car, the sport's young stars went wheel-to-wheel in an epic finale to the race a week after the Bahrain exploit, though this time Verstappen came out on top. The world champion overtook Leclerc into turn 1 with just 4 laps remaining to claim a vital first win of the season after his late DNF in the opener. Verstappen's eventual pass followed several laps of feisty yet fine racing. Well done to Max, that was nice, Leclerc said in a clear message for respect, as he could battle well for the season. It's hard but fair racing, everything should be like this. Verstappen added, I'm really happy that we finally kick-started our season. Carlos Sainz completed the podium in the other Ferrari ahead of Red Bull's Perez and Mercedes' George Russell, whose teammate Lewis Hamilton only managed a single point in tenths after a mixed evening. There could yet be more drama, however, as the stewards stating that they are investigating the final 2 laps, with many drivers presumably not slowing down sufficiently under double wave yellows after Alex Albon's crash, which led to him getting a free post-grid penalty. Perez was leading comfortably from pole before pitting on lap 14, which was immediately followed by a Nicholas Latifi crash and early safety car, allowing Leclerc, Verstappen and Sainz to pit and overhaul him. Hamilton was also unlucky in pursuit of a strong finish. The 7-time world champion had progressed from 16th to 6th, but after 3 retirements in a matter of moments for Fernando Alonso, Daniel Ricciardo and Valtteri Bottas, Hamilton wanted to pit under the virtual safety car before the pit lane craze he attempted to. This dropped him back to 12 and he progressed to points later on. Lando Norris scored McLaren's first points of the season and Pierre Gasly's AlphaTauri made up for Yuki Tsunoda's retired failure on the Weiser kid. Kevin Magnussen also impressively scored points for Haas again. F1's fastest street race, taking 2 days after a missile attack hit a nearby oil facility in Jeddah, was always geared for chaotic races, and the quality of it, particularly between Verstappen and Leclerc, was a joy to behold. Perez started on pole and controlled the opening portion of the race, more than 2 seconds clear of Leclerc and Verstappen before Red Bull pitted the Mexican. Cue agony for Perez, Latifi crashed his Williams, much like he did in qualifying, to bring that safety car and an opportunity for others. Leclerc and Verstappen took advantage of a slower pace to pit and take the top 2 positions, while there was more way for Perez, as he was adjudged to have passed Sainz illegally under the safety car and forced to seed third. From there, Leclerc and Verstappen sped away before treating fans to a spectacle of racing. Verstappen thought he got the move done on lap 43 after passing Leclerc into the last corner, then Monegasser immediately struck back on the main straight with DRS. There were shows of Bahrain when Leclerc pulled off a similar move and it looked like Ferrari were heading for 2 wins out of 2, but Verstappen, while angry on the team radio, kept focus on the track and steamed up behind Leclerc in a clearly quicker Red Bull in closing stages and passed Leclerc into turn 1. Leclerc stuck with him, which was the theme throughout the race, as drivers were able to follow his hopes for their new for 2022 cars, but could not get back past. What a race, I loved it. That's what happens when cars can fight, so Jensen Button, that's what F1 is all about, he added. For Verstappen and Leclerc, people say these guys are the future, but the future's now for them. Elsewhere, Hamilton quickly progressed from 15th after his Q1 XN qualifying, was up into the top 6 before a frustrating VSC. Both Hamilton and Magnussen hadn't stopped at the time of the VSC, necessitated by 3 DNFs in quick succession for Alonso, Ricciardo and Bottas, but the Haas driver managed to pit before the pit lane entry closed due to the stricken McLaren, just as Mercedes was about to call Hamilton in. When the race restarted on lap 41, Hamilton was finally able to pit, but dropped to 12th and could only gain 2 positions. His teammate Russell was pleased with the effort, though. There were more fierce racing between the Alpines. Alonso had Alstock on a near battle and is enjoying a superb race before his unfortunate DNF, but the signs for F1 2022 early on are very promising. And before I go, let me run you through the final classification. Max Verstappen with the race win. Great job from him today, especially after Bahrain. He really needed that. Great job from him. Charles Leclerc, I think he will be disappointed to come in second, but I think for him towards the end of the race, Red Bull was faster. Sainz in third, once again, just not quite close to the top 2, which is unfortunate, but still an podium. And Perez in 4th, you have to feel for him because he was outstanding this weekend. Russell in 5th, really maximising the best that Max could do. Ocon in 6th, really solid job from him. I would say though some of his defences against Alonso were maybe questionable, but Norris in 7th, I think that's really solid from him, definitely maximising that car. And then you got Gasly in 8th. A decent race for him. Magnussen in 9th as well. Hamilton in 10th. To be fair to him, I think he did have a decent race, just kind of got unlucky, maybe the strategy screwed him over slightly. Zhou in 11th, I don't know how he managed that, because he had drive-through penalties and all sorts really, so kind of a frustrating race for him. And then Hulkenberg in 12th, decent race from him, but basically last. when you consider all the retirements with Stroll and Albon taking each other out. And yeah, that was definitely Albon's fault. And the retirements, Bottas and Alonso, just felt so bad for them because they were having great races. And then Ricciardo, yeah, another DNF, really unfortunate for him. Latifi, 2 crashes this weekend, and yeah, he's been quite poor, definitely does need to step it up. And Tsunoda, I mean, yeah, he just showed potential in practice, but to have his race weekend end like that, so disappointing. But anyway guys, that's the video, thanks very much for watching, remember to like, share, subscribe, leave me thoughts, comments down below, to the description of daily F1 news, subscribe to my channel, screen right now, we greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching, peace.